Hey, what is going on there YouTube? This is the Gaming Guy, and today I'm going to be bringing to a video going over some tips or just some information that I can give out which will hopefully help you cop during this spring-summer season. Now, I did a video like this during last season. I'm basically going to be going over the same sort of subjects or same topics, but adding a little bit in as well. If you'd also like me to go over Chrome or Google Chrome autofill or just autofill in general again, I can do that tomorrow or on Sunday. But if you do need a video just to look at, I will link to one of them as well that I've done previously. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this. Also, if I do mention anything, I will link it to my comment that will be on this video. So yeah, if you need to look at any of the videos that I mention, they'll be linked down below. Also in the description is my Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and the Discord group if you'd like to check them out. But anyway, let's get straight into this. I've only just noticed that I've literally put the exact same shirt on that I wore for my last video, which is great. I tried to differ them, but clearly I haven't done that for this one. Some things that I am going to mention in this video might seem really simple or really basic, but they are just to help out, and they might seem simple or basic. I'm sure they'll definitely help with copying during this season and most seasons, or just every season basically. So yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so following in the same format basically as I did for the previous tips video, I'm going to be recommending the first thing, which is that this is for non-mobile or non-phone people basically. So if you're copying on either a computer, you already have this, but if you're on a Mac or a laptop and you do not have one, I recommend you get a mouse. This is what I recommended last time. I'm going to say the exact same thing this time, just because of the pure fact there are a couple of things that a mouse can help with that you can't really do on a keyboard. Just for instance, I would be a lot slower copying on my MacBook compared to copying on my computer because of the fact that I do not have a mouse to use in the scenario of when I'm on my Mac, because I don't have one to connect and use, and as of that I will just be a lot slower. Oh yeah, also that isn't my address in the top left, that's the Supreme store address, so I might as well just set it as that for the instance of this video. Now, like I said last time when I did one of these videos, it might seem really odd for me to say that you need to get a mouse, but just stay with me with it, because in my personal view, a mouse is going to massively improve your chances of copying items. Also, last time I recorded one of these, people were like, just don't give tips to help people because you shouldn't be giving out tips. But I don't know, it just seems like a thing that if I can do it, you know, it's just helpful to do it. Now, you do not need to get an expensive mouse. You can literally just get any standard mouse or any mouse that is going to be comfortable or just easy to use. Last time, the mouse that I used for 3 years was this one, which is a TechNet. I think they've changed the design a little bit, but that was what I was using for quite a while. But like I said, you do not need an expensive mouse. Some of the mouses that you do look over though do have some slight changes and things that are helpful. As you can see, compared to this one here, which is just a wireless mouse, the Logitech and the TechNet have these two little buttons here. These buttons allow you to go forward and back for the instance of if I click on this mouse, I can then literally just do that and it will take me straight back. This is quite a helpful thing on Supreme in case you get kicked back to the front page. It's always helpful just to be able to literally, you get kicked back, you can then literally just click the button to go back onto that. You know, if you are kicked back to the home page, you can just kick straight back to where you were before. Now, last time I gave the example of as to why I recommended people to get a mouse. This is literally for the point of fact that the middle scroll part here, what it can actually act as is a right click. Well, that's not the greatest scenario, but a right click and open in new tab. Now, when you right click and open in new tab, sometimes you will miss clicking on the actual item, but as you can see, you can do it averagely to a speed. So if I was wanting to, once I close all these tabs, if I was wanting to say go directly for the item that's in the top left under shirts or t-shirts, so I go straight onto t-shirts, I right click and it's open just like that. However, doing the exact same thing though, but using the middle scroll click, I can go over it and just do that. So instead of having to waste 2 additional clicks overall, I'm just able to simply hover over and middle click. Now, there are some issues sometimes with this, but this is simply on Palace. I haven't really found this problem on Supreme, but with Palace at some points in time you will get this instead, which will be the scroll instead of opening up the item. So when people do ask me, you know, how do you get an item that you're going through, how do you get one of the items, you know, open onto another page or something, or how do you have them already open to go through? It's literally as simple as that. The middle click is so useful personally for me. I just feel that it's very necessary for me when it comes to copying Supreme to be able to have it, you know, sorted and able to use it. And personally, I feel like with a mouse it does just save a couple of seconds middle clicking and going on to the item straight away. Also, what you can do if you want to is middle click, do Control W or Command W, which will then close the prior tab that you were on, and you will go straight onto the tab that is just opened. So that's why sometimes I'm a bit faster, I guess you could say, when going onto items, because it's just like that I can go straight onto it and I'm used to it. The main thing that I find is useful for this is the side of when people go to add something to their cart and they have to click on it, they add it, you know, and then they go back, they add the next thing. So I just feel that when you are able to open all of them and just add to cart, close, add to cart, close, add to cart, close, add to cart, I just feel it is more useful than having to click onto an item, add it to cart, and then go back. The Palace cart system is messing up at the moment, but the way that is obviously just adding those two items to the cart just by simply opening them up and out and then closing the prior tabs just seems a lot easier to me personally than having to go back. The example that I used last time for going on to items was to simply opening them in a new tab and seeing how quickly I would go onto them. Well, I'm sure you can see if I do that and now I'm onto the item, I add it to cart, I add it to cart, I go to the cart. There's only going to be one of them in this case because you can't add two of the same. But that's how quick it would be for that. However, I just feel personally it's a lot faster to use the middle click to open and then Control W to go onto the tab. So now I'm going to go over the side of when I come to the checkout to copy and paste my details and also autofill and bits and pieces like that. So the first thing, I don't personally hit F5 because I feel that I can't really spread my hand across a whole keyboard to do F5 and then paste card details in and things like that. So I simply hold Control refresh, or you can do Command and refresh. So I feel that this is a lot faster because personally I'm not going to be using the keyboard other than the fact of putting in my card details. So I will refresh and refresh, I'll open onto the item, say we add it to cart, we go to the cart and we check out. Now obviously here we are at the point of checking out, and obviously on Supreme it is a lot different to how this page looks, but one thing is the same, which is the save this information for next time, which I would highly recommend you doing. So for me personally, when it comes down to my card details, I will literally just fill in my cards by copying and pasting it. I will have it like copied before in a notepad before the drop even happens, so that when I come to the side of clicking onto it, I can just paste it straight in like that. In comparison to typing out 16 digits, which if I try really quickly I would do now, it's very different for the time frame. So it ends on 4, so I have to go from 1 to 0 to 4. So let's go. So personally, I feel that that is very slow and it's not as fast as being able to simply just paste it in, which, like, there's no way for me to say the difference, which you can plainly see. Now another thing I normally look out for when it's the first week of the season or the first week for the Supreme season, I know everybody wants the link to whatever section or whatever item they are going to be going for, and it's not as simple as just having it straight open, nice and easy. Normally what I personally do is sometimes wait at the shop, but I also have another link open. So what I just tried to go on was the Supreme shop / t-shirts, which obviously is going to throw me to nothing at this point in time. But what you can do if you'd like to is to keep the tab open that you have for the Supreme store section that you want to go on. In the case of t-shirts, it will be /shop /t-shirts. In the case of some other items, it is sometimes ending. It will sometimes go, as you can see the links here, as the shop all, the shop accessories, or the shop /new. Personally, I will normally just go through the shop by itself, but I will also keep one of these tabs open depending on what I'm wanting to start off with. Personally, what I would say is that if you're going to cop something, say it's week 3 and for week 2 they don't release any tees, what I would then do is keep the tab open if they are releasing tees, say for week 3. Keep the tab for the t-shirts open or save it somewhere so that you can go straight onto that, because Supreme will remove that tab if they don't release anything under that section during the week. Specifically t-shirts, they normally just completely wipe it away when they aren't releasing any. One of the final things that I can go over is autofill. Personally, I use Chrome autofill, which is as simple as this for me. Details here will be blurred, but it is simple as this for me, and my details are there just like that. I know, really easy, isn't it? But that is how easy it is for me personally. Now what I will do obviously here is save this information for next time. Supreme has the, I believe it is save this address for next time, or maybe save details for next time. They have, I can't remember theirs word for word, I keep messing it up. But they will have that, and I would highly recommend clicking that, because sometimes that will save you then from having to re-enter any details or to do any autofill on the left side, and you will just have to focus on the payment section itself. One of the best things I can recommend is for you to have your card out in front of you, because this will save you a lot of time, and if you know most of your details already, you'll already be ahead, but I definitely recommend having it out in front of you in case you mess up on something. Now there are multiple variations of autofill. There's the lightning bolt, there's filler, and there are a couple of others. In the cases of the lightning bolt or filler, I would just recommend searching up, but I will leave links to videos that go over those autofills specifically. Anything for iOS or Android to speed yourselves up, I will leave the same things below, but I can also mention the same things, as in copying your card details or maybe using the Safari fill details in, or Safari save details, which you can set on your phone, which works in the same manner as Chrome autofill or Google Chrome autofill. So that is going to cover this video. That's pretty much all that I can say that personally comes to mind for anything that should possibly or hopefully will help people speed up when they are going to cop items. These same things can be applied, as I said, for like when you right click and open. I just recommend middle clicking with a mouse, and they are all open just like that, and I can go through each one choosing what I want to go for. But yeah, that is going to cover this video. If you enjoyed, a like would be much appreciated. Other than that, subscribe if you would like to, and if you have any questions regarding anything, just comment down below and I'll do my best to answer. If I haven't mentioned anything in this video, also just say what I haven't mentioned or say what I've forgotten. I will happily mention it. If you'd like me to go over autofill again, I can do that, but I've already had previous videos on it that I think cover it pretty well, so I'll probably just link to them. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace.